Greetings, Harbingers. Welcome to Iliaster, PewDiePie's favorite channel, your realm of personal development, stoicism, and cyber alchemy. Per my tone, you maybe realize I'm not having the best week of my life, and I'm not, actually. I guess I'm harvesting the everything that costs when one is on a frenetic pursuit to success. So my sanity, my mood is gone, pretty much, and I'm in this road, lots of, how do you call it, grape cooper? Those jumping insects, I forgot the name now. And this is the Sawyer path of the city, so an appropriate scenario. Although the subject of the video is not about my mood, because nobody cares and nobody should care. So I want to talk about parenthood, or fatherhood, or paternity, whatever you call it. Please subscribe to the channel, give the thumbs up, help a brother out. My last 3 shorts that I released got the very sum of 0 views. So I'm not sure what YouTube is boycotting my channel. It's been a year and a half now, and I still haven't made to 200 subscribers. My videos doesn't get barely any views at all. So either I'm a very incompetent content creator, which is probably the case, or I'm not using the titles, thumbs, and CEO correctly. So if a good soul could comment here, give me a feedback about my content and how can I outreach bigger audiences, I would be very thankful. Anyway, let's go to the video. Let's see if the sun doesn't heat up my phone and screw the recording. So, why parenthood? This summer, I had the opportunity to spend some time with my brother, his wife, and their 2 children. My nephew, he's 6, and my newborn niece, which was born late last year. She was born in the US, so we keep joking that she's gonna be the next president of the United States, and God knows that country she could use a new leader. Anyway, digression. You know, I don't have a family, I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have like anything like that. Pretty relatable for my average millennial man, you know, nothing new. And, you know, I love my nephew and my niece, I would do anything for them. Hey guys, so guess what? My phone hit again on the first part of this recording, so I'm picking up from where I left. I'm going for a run and getting to the specific spot at which I'll start running. So it's cloudy today, so I'm in luck. Let's see if my phone doesn't heat up again. Crappy device, and I need to exchange, need to go to iPhone. So I was saying that I love my nephew, my niece, I would do anything for them. And, you know, we played so much, we did so many fun things, and we spent a great time together. But that's not what paternity is all about. I've seen firsthand, for the days we've spent together, how much labor is for you to raise 2 kids. My brother works a lot, my sister-in-law takes care most of the time of the children, and boy, they don't have like 1 second of peace, you know, like we sit to eat and little one requires attention all the time. She starts crying, you have to feed her, and just can't like focus and while they're eating because of the children, and of course it has to be like that. But I caught myself seeing all that labor, and I have to make a very clear distinction here. I would do anything for my niece and my nephew, I love them so very much. Whereas, by seeing what the routine is like for them, for my brother, his wife, I come to the conclusion that it's an extremely important decision, and it's a direct forfeit of yourself. So being a parent, from what I could conclude, require a great deal of selflessness, and it's no longer about you, and for many years it won't be about you anymore. I remember one night my mother took care of the children, so the 3 of us could like hang out and have like an adult conversation, because when the kids are around, especially my 6-year-old nephew, we can't speak freely as like adults, subjects and all. So it was funny because we're like more comfortable being able to discuss adult things, and my sister-in-law was like, oh my goodness, it feels so good to have some free time for a while. It's situations like that that I do not see myself with like kids and all having all that trouble because, oh my goodness, my life is hectic already and I'm all alone. So I work like a lot and I exercise and that's it. My brother has trouble to exercise because he doesn't have time. He has to work, he has to stay with the kids. And also it doesn't help if you have your goals pretty clear. So if you want to have a family, you have to think these things very well. It's different to have a partner only in which you hang out doing things together. You have like a more flexible relationship in the sense of, okay, you have your space, but when we are together, we are resonating and doing the things we enjoy. So anyway, all of this to say that I don't see myself being a parent. Well, actually, it's something that I've never wanted. And seeing firsthand how is the routine with my brother and his family and all reinforced my beliefs, you know. Now let's bring an anthropology point of view here. And I will expose the paradox that I am see today, at least from my perception. One thing that I noticed about children is that, and that's like a human aspect, I've come to the conclusion that we humans are inherently evil. We are born as evil beings, yes. And we need to teach explicitly, we need to teach our children moral explicitly. This is right and this is wrong because of this, this and that. And I see the effort that my brother, my sister-in-law have on that, teaching good manners to my nephew and my niece now that is gonna grow up and all. So if you want to have kids, and I don't feel comfortable giving this sort of advice because I don't have children, but I believe that children should be taught moral like very explicitly. Otherwise, they might not be equipped and have terms of comparison whether to decide what's right and what's wrong. And well, ain't the world like that? So here lies the paradox. When a culture is overdeveloped, when a society that have solved their problems, their difficulties, they normally start having less children. And why is that? There are some factors. I believe cost of living, that's like skyrocketing, that influences. People are more self-aware and they become more driven, and there's nothing wrong with that. So people have less children. Whereas in underdeveloped cultures and societies that haven't solved their problem, that still struggle with corruption, at least from the lowest part of the base to the highest part of the hierarchical base, you see that people aren't equipped with morale, so they can be better human beings. Otherwise, and this is gonna sound extremely politically incorrect, and I don't care, this is a politically incorrect channel. If my theory is correct, and people would take the role of being a parent to like as serious as it should be, there probably wouldn't be third world countries out there. Pretty much all societies would be developed and not just a handful. And why does that happen? Well, I think one of the bigger problems, if not the biggest, is absent fathers. Absent fathers is perhaps the number one evil cause that we see all of this evil in the world, especially in underdeveloped cultures. We see corruption, we see like young people going to crime, like murderer, their tasting music, their lack of culture, their shallow perception of the world, an inherent ignorance that you go outside your house and you say, you like, what the fuck, what? I can't believe these people are from the same country as I am, that their vote is as equal as mine. And you might be saying, wow, you're being a prick by saying these things. You're being arrogant. Who do you think you are? Well, if you have never lived in a third world country drowned in corruption where stupidity is the normal and people can't see the absurd because they are intrinsic part of it, you won't be able to have this joker inputs that I'm having here right now. Because I do have the terms of comparison. Although I came from a fucked up third world country, I was lucky enough to have parents that explicitly taught me what's right and what's wrong. So you have this epidemic of the absent fathers. So lots of mothers raising their children all by themselves. Of course, it's harder because you don't have the male figure to be also the reference. And that happens especially in underdeveloped societies. So now we have the other aspect as well, like creeds. Those who should have more children aren't having, and those, for all of the reasons I've been stating here, whether by underground religions turning toward mainstream light, financial conditions, and corrupt governments that mistakenly give aid to women to have more children. That happens a lot in my country. They keep having children just because, without father, just to receive government's help. But that doesn't solve the problem, because these children won't be properly raised, and we are enhancing, potentializing a dysfunctional society full of people that aren't morally equipped to be decent human beings. I'm not generalizing, but I'm stating a factual problem. So the message of this video is that children should be raised with the utmost of moral teaching. So we have a great and functioning society, and we should copy the experiences that worked, that we have, the most successful one, and should replicate that. But nobody's ready to have this conversation. Anyway, that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed the message. I hope YouTube don't boycott this one. It's a very controversial subject. See you in the next video. El Sai Conguru.